Assalamu alaikum, dear sisters in Islam. As I promised you, we will now begin our study of the Quran using the original Arabic with some English translation and some explanations of the grammar and the ayat in English. But my primary goal here for you is that you learn to use Arabic and not fear Arabic and love Arabic. Today is October 7th, 2017. This is the first of many videos I will try to help you with. I'm going to use the method that I used when I taught myself Arabic for the 20 years I lived in Egypt. I was getting a lot of help learning Quran with Tajweed. However, the study of Arabic was done specifically on my own. My methodology is perhaps a little bit different from some courses. There are many courses that you have to pay money for, and you don't with mine. And I feel they give too much too soon. They overcomplicate it. I would prefer that you learn the way children learn, by having a limited vocabulary that you hear repeated often in context. The problem is, a language must be learned in context of something that you understand, not random sentences to stress grammatical points. The best way to learn Arabic is through the words of Allah in the Quran, because Allah describes the Quran as haqq, al-haqq, meaning the truth. Every word in the Quran is completely true. Allah describes Arabic as lisan as-sidqin, meaning the truthful tongue. So when you're learning Arabic, you're learning the true words that were given to Adam, and that Adam was told to teach the angels. And those truthful people who really believe that Allah is one and created the worlds will really want to learn Arabic once they become a Muslim and they know the importance of the Quran. They will definitely seek out Arabic and learn it, and inshallah, memorize Quran. Why not? If I can do it, anyone can do it. For this course, you will need nothing more than a small notebook and a pen or pencil, whichever you prefer. You will listen to my lessons, which will be no more than 15 minutes, over and over again. While listening, you will write the Arabic words that I will hold up in front of you. I use this system, handwritten the old-fashioned way, and you will try to copy it. Then, of course, you will have to go back. You will have to re-listen and relook in order to write the words properly. But what I want you to do is to get a small notebook, one that will fit in whatever bag you're carrying, your school bag or your purse or whatever you want to use for your daily life, perhaps even your pocket. Depending on what type of a notebook you prefer, I feel the smaller the better. Now, you could even do what I used to do when driving. I did this in grad school, not in Cairo. I never drove in Cairo, but I would always have a notebook. And when I'd stop at a red light and I was sure I was safe, I would have it next to me and I would open it and I would read it. So that way, you would be constantly in the method of studying. And I feel that if you make this a constant in your life, for instance, if you really want to learn Arabic, you should be doing this for a half an hour every day. I know it's difficult. Most of you work. So try to do it 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, again and again. And inshallah, I'm going to make the lessons very concise, and so that nobody will feel overwhelmed. This is not a daunting task. This is the reason why you're created, to learn Arabic and to learn the words of Allah. So let's begin with Surah Ar-Rum. Surah Ar-Rum. I want you to find this in the Quran you're using, and I know you're probably using the English Arabic version. you must be actually using either the pure Arabic Quran or the English Arabic version. And it will be listed perhaps with the letters ALRUM, Arum, or just Rum. And we're going to do verse 11, slowly but surely. So please, now, bi'idhnillah, open your Qur'ans, find Surah Ar-Rum, turn to verse 11, and listen to my reading. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده ثم إليه ترجعون. This means that Allah begins creation and then he repeats it. And then you will return to him. I chose this verse to be the first verse with you because this is the Aqidah of why you were born. Allah is the Khaliq and he did create you. And then everything in creation he renews. Humans, natural resources. You will return to him in the end. You know, this story we've been taught, that things have become extinct, or that natural resources have been depleted, preserving all of these, whatever we think we're so mightily preserving. It's as though Allah is not at all in the picture. It's as though, hasha lillah, Allah was not the creator. No, Allah is the creator. And he can destroy at will and bring back at will. So the first word is Allahu, the mighty word of Allah. The second word is Yabda'u. It is in the tense called Mudari' in Arabic. It is both a meaning of present and future. Allah begins creation. Here is our word. Allah. Allah. The first letter is Alif. The first letter is Alif. The second letter is Alam. The third letter is another Lam. And the last letter is Ha. So we will begin by saying A, La, 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 2. Allah. So we pause a bit. We say Allahu. Allahu yabda'u al-khalq. The second word is al-khalq. Al-khalq. Al-khalq is at the bottom. Al-khaliq is at the top. Why did I put it this way? When actually the word we're concentrating right now in our study of this verse is at the bottom. Al-khalq. Because this word at the top is one of the names of Allah. We say Asma Allahil Husna. Allah's very, 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 very good names. Al-Husna. Al-Khaliq is the creator. Al-Khaliq is the creator. It's only Allah. It's no one else. Al-Khalq is the creation. Anything that's created is called in Arabic al-khalq, whether they be human or, as we would say, inanimate objects, anything, trees, grass, plants, us, etc. So Allahu yabdu al-khalq. Now, I'm not going to give you yabdu now. Just know that it's a verb, and it can be present and future. And in the case, really, with Allah, it's a timeless concept. Allah does it constantly. He creates and he recreates. Thumma yu'idu. Now, this is an interesting concept. Thumma means and then. The word thumma has a sense of and then something happens. So Allah creates in the beginning, thumma, and then yu'idu. Yu'idu is also a verb in the same tense, al-mudara', present and future, meaning it being happening now, happening in the future. He renews it. Hear the word a'id. When I said to you, thumma yu'idu, can you hear the word Eid? Yes, you've heard that word before. If you're a Muslim, that's our holiday. We have two. One after Ramadan, Al-Eid al-Fitr. And then the next one 2 months later, Al-Eid al-Adha, when we sacrifice. So we get that word Eid because it's something that recurs again and again and again every year. And that's why it's called Eid. By the way, in Islam, we only have 2 Eids. Prophet Muhammad said, it's enough for you, 2 Eids, and every Friday. Qul yawm al-Jum'ah. That's an Eid for us as well because it's our special day and it gets repeated again and again. Then we have Thumma, one more time. Thumma ilayhi turja'un. Thumma ilayhi. And then to him. To him. Ilayhi. Alif, lam, ya, ha. Thumma ilayhi. The ha, when it comes at the end, looks like this. Ilayhi. Now, when it comes in the beginning, it looks like this. It's written in a different way. And we're going to see this when we do the next verse, when we use the word huwa. Now, huwa means he, and ilayhi means him, to him. This may seem a little bit difficult at first, in the first beginning. These are pronouns, but it won't be difficult at all because I'm going to give you this construct time and again. So as Americans, it's going to be very easy because I'm going to say subject pronoun, huwa, object pronoun, he. He is him. He in Arabic. Okay, so I'm saying ilayhi, but the letter is called he. Just write it and say it with me. And don't try to think too much now of the grammar, because as I told you, this grammar is going to filter into you again and again and again in every lesson, because in the beginning, I'm deliberately choosing verses that will have repetitive constructs, but they will all be verses centering upon Aqidah, which is the main thrust of what I'm giving you. Once again, Allahu yabda'u al-khalqa thumma yu'idu thumma ilayhi turja'un. Allah begins the creation and then he renews it. And then to him you will return. Last time before we get on to our next short 15-minute lesson. I told you it's only 15 minutes, but you're going to repeat it, inshallah. الله يبدو الخلق ثم يعيده ثم إليه ترجعون. Try to say it with me. الله يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيد ثم إليه ترجعون. If you would like, you may pause, finish here the first part, and then we're going to go on to another ayah done in a similar fashion. The next ayah that I've chosen for you for this lesson is going to be from Surah Al-Imran, verse 189. وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. This means, and to Allah is everything owned, all authority in the earth and skies. And Allah is completely capable of controlling all of it. Once again, this is an Aqidah concept. Lillahi, to Allah. What is to Allah? The mulk. What is the mulk? The mulk is anything and everything that can be controlled. In Arabic, mulk has the sense of ownership. So we have here the word al-mulk, alif lam, mim, lam, ka. As I did previously with al-khaliq and al-khalq, I put Allah's name at the top because it's one of his asma Allahul Husna. Al-Malik. Al-Malik. Al-Malik is Allah. Yes, he is the owner. He's the owner of everything that can be owned. He has supreme authority to do with what he owns anything he wants. He can use us in any way. For instance, I own my cell phone. Can I use it in any way I want? Of course not. I can't throw it across the room and hit you in the head with it, can I? If I do, I'll probably go to jail. You can sue me in court. Yes, I own the phone, but I don't have complete and total authority over it. Well, Allah does. Allah owns everything. He truly is the Malik. So in this sense, now you know two names of Allah. You know Al-Khaliq from the verse we did previously in Surah Ar-Rum. And now you know Al-Malik. Allahu Malik al-Mulk. Allah is the owner of everything that can possibly be owned. وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. We are now back in our surah. And we're not going to write the words as-samawati, skies, and ard, earth, not just yet. We're not going to write it just yet. We're going to concentrate on the last part. وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. وَهُوَ, it means, and he, عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. وَهُوَ. In Arabic, wa means and. Anytime you see this in the Quran, it means and. Anytime you see this in the Quran, that little, it looks like a little comma. And it's everywhere, all over every page, just as the word and is used so often in English. Wa huwa, huwa. It's the subject pronoun, the masculine subject pronoun. Wa, huwa, and he. The he here refers to Allah. Wa huwa ala kulli shay. Kul means every. Kul, kaf, la. Kul, kul, kul. Kulli shay, shay. Shh, shh, like we would say, shh, exactly the same. Shay, in, shay in. Wa huwa ala kulli shay in. This is a ya. Now this letter we're going to learn in different forms at the end and in the beginning and the middle. But right now we're learning it coming at the end. Shay in, shay, ye, shay, ye. This letter makes the sound ye, like our Y. And it also makes the sound e. So here we have shay in. Huwa ala kulli, every, shay'in, thing. Kulli shay'in, everything. Wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Qadir, once again, I have put it on the bottom because on the top I have put Al-Qadir. Al-Qadir, another name of Allah, which means he is the most able, or you could say capable, similar meaning in English. He is the most able, capable of all creation. He is qadir over everything. Ala kulli shay'in qadir. Wa huwa, and he, ala, on, kulli shay'in, everything, qadir, because he is al-qadir, the supreme able over any and every idea, a person, institution, concept, whatever you want to say. Allah is more able. Allah is more capable. He is al-qadir. He is also al-qadir. It comes in a different spelling sometimes. He is also al-qadir and al-qadir. But here, qadir here, this is what you're going to see in the ayah. It's going to be more developed as we get into more types of Arabic terminologies and grammars. But let us say the root of this word will help you understand it. When you think of qa, the first letter, qa, remember I told you earlier, 3-letter roots. Qa, da, ra. And on this one, we have qa, da, ra. It has the sense of proportioning or portioning out something. And that is why the word for destiny is qadr. Your destiny, your fate, we call it qadr in Arabic. And this is one of the most difficult concepts for some people. It was never difficult for me. I understood it so easily because in university, they teach you in Western civilization that there was an issue between free will and predestination. And they used to tell us that Martin Luther had an issue with John Calvin, two of the earlier religious philosophers. And Calvin believed in predestination, and Luther believed in free will. And they were at odds because the two could not be simultaneous. And that's what we studied. Actually, freshman year in college, when you take Western Civ 1, that's what most Americans study. And it's really a very bad paradigm because, in fact, it's simultaneous, but with us, we have free will. The predestination aspect is with Allah. And we have no business in that because Allah truly has determined all that will happen to us before we were born. And Allah truly has written it in a book, which is called the Lawhun Mahfuz, which is above the seventh heaven with the angels. So that is why Muslims never really feel, true Muslims, those who really know Allah's names and attributes, those who believe in them and live them, whatever happens, they don't become shaken or suicidal or overly depressed because they say, Qadar Allah, yaf'al ma yasha. He does what he will. Allah has determined, the capable Allah, Al-Qadir, has determined this qadar. Qadar Allah, the verb qadar Allah literally means Allah has portioned for you and determined for you what you will do and the outcome of what you will do. But you don't know what it is. You don't know what Allah has determined that you will do. But Allah knows everything that everyone will do and did. Because Huwa al-Qadir, Huwa al-Khaliq, He created us. Huwa al-Malik, He owns everything. So don't be sad about anything that's ever happened. Because in fact, it couldn't have happened any other way. Now, to the Western mind, at first, this might seem extremely odd. It might even seem incorrect. So many, let's call them what they are. Let's call them the haters. Try to use this beautiful Islamic truth, al-Qadar, to slander the religion and say, oh, Muslims really can never achieve much because they believe that everything is predestined. So they don't really strive and they don't really care. And this is absolutely incorrect. We are ordered to strive and we are ordered to have authority on the earth by good deeds in obedience to Allah. And when we deserve it, Allah will bring us success. But yet we don't know in which venue, shall I say, how will it occur, when, where, and why it will occur. But that when and where and why are all part of the qadar, the method, the portion, the setting. This is all part of the qadar. So let's say the verse again. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولله ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء قدير. Inshallah, you've enjoyed these two verses. And inshallah, you will benefit by these two verses. Now, for the third verse, you can call it the third lesson. I promised you it would be 15 minutes each. Don't go on until you feel yourself, you've digested the first two, inshallah. And I'm praying to Allah that you will love Arabic and that you will enjoy these lessons and that you will feel yourself capable. بإذن الله, Allahu musta'an.